going on? Welcome to WebFishing Wednesday, dude. We're here. We're fishing. We're talking about dating simulators.
We be fishing.
We be fish. There needs to be a fishing like dating simulator.
Uh, oh, there is one dating sim that one of the endings is you're just with a giant like goldfish.
Hell yeah.
Um, I'm gonna see if I can find the art and I'll send it to you, but it is not stream appropriate, so be aware.
Okay. I won't open it on stream. Oh, a belly flop almost into the ocean. I'm a genius. Dude, I know you don't keep up with the news, but we were talking about John Cena. He's a villain again.
I actually did know about this,
How do you feel about it?
and I watched a whole like 10-minute video about why that's a big deal. Um, I don't know. I don't know if I personally have any feelings on it, but it makes me feel sad for people that like John Cena. I mean, he was Fred's dad in the Fred movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel sorry for Fred. Um,
Well, and this is my take on it, right? I think
mhm.
that it's about time because he's been a villain more when he was like a good guy, which won't make any sense to you, but basically, like a wrestler like is supposed to like put over new talent when they get older. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to give new people like a shot. And
Okay.
John Cena was not known for a long time for doing that as the good guy. When he was the hero, he would be like, "Yeah, but I'm never gonna lose." So there was
Gotcha.
this really funny trend in wrestling when he was like the super good guy, like babyface, like you know, hero to the people. That grown men would sing like a John Cena sucks because they didn't like the way he like handled the business of wrestling.
Gotcha.
It was very funny to like watch the shows when he was on like when they're in that time, where it would be like you could hear the chants, you could hear like little kids and women, mostly like chanting for him, but after the chant, you could hear all the grown men with the deep voices being like, "John Cena sucks."
But he's just a guy.
No,
He's just
no,
a little guy.
he's not little. He is a dude. Me personally, a little too late for me. I don't care anymore. But I hope he has fun being evil or whatever he's doing.
Me to myself every day. Have fun being evil.
Have fun. I hope you go out there and have fun ruining people's lives.
Hmm.
So, if you were a wrestler, right? Good guy, bad guy.
I'm definitely a bad guy, but like people love me, so it's okay.
That's most of the bad guys.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm just silly. Like they would know I didn't mean it like in an evil way.
Yeah. Like Roman Reigns was this wrestler. He was supposed to be the next John Cena. He could not get people to like him. Like people just did not. I didn't like him. And the second he turned evil, people were like, "Nope, greatest wrestler of all time." Like he's actually the greatest ever. There's something
Hell
cool
yeah.
about being a villain, dude. I like it.
I like being a villain anyway. I mean, most of my D&D characters end up evil aligned.
I
Oh!
I feel like in video games, I used to love doing that as a kid, right? But now I feel like as I get older, I like being the good guy.
Oh, in video games that's different. In video games I can never be evil.
I
Like
used
I
to.
only ever do good things in video games.
And I actually think it's mostly, I don't, oh my lord, dude, come on. Look at you. You're being a villain right now in a video game.
I don't know what you mean.
I think for me, you know what it is, right?
Hmm.
I'm trying to look at it like, oh, maybe I just, like, it's kind of boring to be, like, chaotic evil. It's kind of more interesting. I think it's just video games have more content when you do good.
That's true.
Like, for example, The Sims. I'm evil in The Sims because you equal content either way.
I'm nice to my Sims. They live in nice houses and they have nice lives and it's good.
Oh, I'm nice to my Sims. I should say I make my Sims be evil to other people.
No, I'm even nice to like the other Sims.
That's crazy.
I'm the most boring person to like watch play Sims.
Oh man, I
Though I
was
keep like big documents of like their family trees and stuff.
hell yeah. I streamed this like maybe a month ago, like whenever the Super Bowl was, with my sister in law, and
Hmm.
she she doesn't know what she showed me, dude, because I don't really know that much about The Sims, especially Sims 4. And we were playing, and she showed me how to increase the size of things. And she's like, you know, if things something like maybe looks a little odd, or you want a poster to be a little bigger, you can like make it a little bigger. And I was like, can we just do that to anything? And she's like, I guess so. And I was like, can we make that treadmill the size of the backyard?
Oh yeah.
I'm actually gonna start a Sims playthrough, and I'm just gonna mess with the sizes of things.
Oh, I was so excited for a second. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get involved in the storylines and watch their family
Oh,
grow.
I'll do
No.
that too. I actually do have kind of an idea for like a Sims, and you could totally join in. I have an idea for a Sims video, like series or whatever. I want to just put my favorite like fictional villains in it. Like I want to do like Doctor Eggman. I want to have like Joffrey Baratheon, just all kinds of villains from different things.
Well, yeah, that'd be fun. Oh, I keep falling off the dock. I'm stupid.
I do it all the time.
Fucking idiot.
I think you're too hard on yourself, right? Because if you're an idiot,
No,
then I'm an idiot.
we can be idiots together. It's fine.
You know what? I don't. Not that anyone cares besides us. But if someone were a fan of this, it's a good thing for them that it's Wednesday, and I'm legally required to play WebFishing, because I would be playing Wild Frost right now.
Dude, uh, we should call it Wild Frost Wednesday.
Wild Frost, we could.
Uh, is chat gonna revolt against us? I mean,
It's not that. So the thing is, Wednesday is a good time for all three of you to hopefully get
yeah,
on together, but it hasn't
yeah,
happened, say it for the first time. So,
that's fair. I'm just being a bad influence because I love Wild Frost.
oh no, you know what? We could call this one short, maybe if we get bored and go play Wild Frost. Jacob, are you in here?
Dude,
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yep, I'm
hello.
here. Hey.
All right, so bad news. We're banning you, and we're going to go play Wild Frost.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding.
Wild Frost has consumed us.
I sent the code in Discord.
Alright, I'm about to grab a hold to it.
All right, brother. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about y'all?
Can't
Good.
complain, dude. As long as I'm fishing, brother, I'm happy. Actually, you know what? And speaking of Wild Frost, I do have to declare it's not actually a good video game though, because I did say that no video game is good if it doesn't have some kind of fishing mini game.
That's fair.
So
I was
maybe-
racking my brain to see if there anything was unlocked later, but yeah.
I was getting a little touch and go with Hades. Right at the end there, they're like, "Hey, by the way, you can fish."
And you're like, ah, okay.
All right,
Good
this is a
game
good
now.
game. Yeah.
Oh,
That's why Fly Night was my game of the year. Or so far, it's gonna be my game of the year. You know, I'm waiting to see if anything beats it out. But you start the tutorial, and then the next thing, instead of jumping into the game, they're like, "Now you can fish."
Hell yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite kind of fish?
In real life or like,
Yeah, on real life. Either way.
um, and then do you mean to eat or to have as a pet or to look at
Yeah,
or
to like look at. I don't eat fish, so I didn't even consider the possibility of eating them.
I love eating fish. Um, my favorite fish, I guess, is a whale shark, which feels like cheating. But I really like whale sharks.
That's okay. If that's your favorite, that's your favorite.
If sharks don't count, my favorite fish is the huma huma nuka nuka apua.
No, no, fish count. I'm not saying that. Sharks count.
Okay, sharks count.
Even if I didn't want them to count, after that, yeah, they count. Jacob, do you have a favorite fish?
I know most people think it's kind of ugly, but I kind of like the frilled shark.
The frilled shark. Is that the one with the curled lip?
No, that's the Helicoprion, I think, that you're talking about. The one with the really spinny lower jaw.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, that's the Helicoprion. The frilled shark, it's just a little shark, but it's been a long time since I've looked into it, but its main defining feature is all of its teeth are like bent backwards.
Oh.
So it like grabs onto things and they can't get away.
I really like koi fish because I just think they're little beautiful guys that you could have as a pet. But I've recently found a love for the sunfish
Mm.
because I've learned about how stupid they are, and I think that's just the funniest thing.
Well, I wish you hadn't called them stupid, because I would be like, yeah, you're very sunfish coated.
No, I agree. I actually 100% agree.
Oh,
That's why I
oh
love them.
no.
I am a sunfish. You're absolutely right.
Okay. As long as you're comfortable in that identity.
Hell yeah, dude. They just sit around and basically don't do much and just kind of chill.
Wish that was me. As I'm actively sitting around and chilling.
I just like the way that like their defense mechanism is just like, what if I just taste bad?
Yeah.
Me too.
They don't even stop when they get eaten, dude. They just are like, whatever, dude. If this is how it's supposed to happen. Dude, which by the way is like me, because like when there's natural disasters around here, like yesterday we had a little bit of a tornado scare, nothing happened or whatever, but like my family will be calling me like, you gotta come over here, you gotta get in the shelter, dude, it's bad. I'll be like, listen, guys, if it's my time, it's my time. I'm not fighting nature, okay? I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna play Call of Duty or whatever, Bifrost, whatever I'm playing, and I'm just, if nature decides it's time for me to go, I guess it's time.
I get it. I was trying to tell my friend who lives in Kansas that even though we have fewer tornadoes and stuff than he does, we still get a lot, and for some reason he would not believe me.
Me and Jacob, the last time we had like a real tornado come through, me and him got not in a fight. I wouldn't call it an argument because he was trying. He's a lot smarter than me. I'll go ahead and say Jacob's smarter than me in a lot of ways, and he was trying to explain to me why my Starlink wouldn't fly off the like where it is, but like my house might get destroyed. And I was like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That argument.
I still think I'm right, but I can hear the stress in your voice about bringing it up.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you just
science
can't hate
self-speak.
someone.
Well, you know what? Go ahead and you tell them the argument. You know what? You give us the argument, and then we'll decide whether Katie, you're gonna be judge, jury, and executioner. Who's right?
Well, for one thing, your Starlink is sitting on your back porch behind your house where the wind was hitting the front of your house.
Okay.
And also, your house has a lot of surface area for the wind to be hitting and pushing on it. That Starlink doesn't have much surface area.
Okay, that's your argument.
Yeah, that's
All
about
right.
it.
The defense raises an
Sounds
argument.
great.
My Starlink's a little piece of plastic mostly, and it weighs like less than 2 pounds. And my trailer is a big ass like trailer. So like fucking obviously my Starlink would get blown away by a tornado before my house would.
Yes, yes. The judge, who I assume is me, has
Yes.
heard both arguments, and I decide that it's actually funnier if the Starlink survives. So Jacob's right.
No, that's not
See, I
true, dude.
told you.
Come on, please.
The funniest argument always wins.
It doesn't make sense though. It's not right.
I'm down to be a little silly.
Oh lord, dude. We were playing Call of Duty, dude. We were arguing about this. I was like, pal, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, yes, it does. You're being stupid.
It makes all sorts of sense.
It doesn't, dude. And then he convinced our
You just
grandparents
can't see it.
that he was right. And by the way, dude, if they're on your side, then I'm right because they don't know.
They've seen a tornado or two. I think they know what'll blow away.
They just agreed with you because you brought science into it. You're like, you talk about the surface area and the circumference, and I was like, hey, here's common sense. If something weighs less than another thing, it'll get blown away first.
Not always.
But most likely.
It has a lot to do with surface area.
I think it has something to do with weight.
Yeah, it has something to do with both of them.
All
I
right.
think the biggest contributing factor to mine, though, is the fact that it was on the other side of your house. All of the wind was hitting your house
You
and
think the wind's
swirling over
only in the front of
roof
my
and
house?
pushing your Starlink into your house.
The wind's all over, dude. It's not just in one spot.
It was spiraling and hitting the front of your house. I was there. I know which direction the wind was blowing. I was standing out in the rain.
I'm not arguing that you weren't there. I'm saying that just because the wind is mostly at the front of my house doesn't make it not behind my house.
Order in the court. Let's just say physics doesn't make sense. So, the Starlink is the only thing that would get blown away. Only thing.
Okay.
The only thing.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, nothing else. Even if there was like an empty styrofoam cup right beside it.
And there was?
Hmm. I think his porch would be blown away before anything else.
Dude, don't say
No,
that.
no,
That thing is
decided.
rickety and half falling apart.
Dude, I'm halfway.
We
through-
dragged it over there with a tractor and it almost fell in on itself.
Bro, hold on. I'm halfway done with falling down all my porches. Don't take it away from me yet.
Oh, you don't want to step on your back porch because you'll fall down with the porch.
I plan on it, dude. I'm going out.
Whoa,
in
look at
style.
this big boy.
Dude, I finally got to look at the bruise from when I fell down the stairs. It was like the size of like, I don't know, something pretty big, dude. Like one of those fancy platters people serve turkeys on Thanksgiving on. It was like the size of that, and it kind of went up all the way on my back.
Man.
It wasn't good.
Oh, kind of big one.
We were playing Phasmophobia. I was having the time of my life, and the second I got off, I was like, dude, I'm holding back tears. I gotta get off of this. I'm hurting. It's bad.
Oh.
That was a good Phasmophobia run, though.
It was, dude. And you know what? That should show everyone who ever watches me on Twitch. I literally will do anything for Twitch, dude. I sat there through like some of the worst pain trying to play Phasmophobia with a smile on my face. All
I
right,
don't know if that was for Twitch or just because you were having fun.
both. Why can't I have fun and stream?
Impossible.
Well, you can do both, but I think you stuck around for the fun, not the stream.
Is that what you think, Jacob?
That's what I think.
Well, we guess we'll never know.
That's my theory.
It's not like we have a judge.
A game theory. Your judge is actually listening to yeah. My brain's empty.
The judge is uninterested. Nobody wins.
All right, how about this argument? He says the Dark Ages would suck to live in, and I say it probably wouldn't be that bad.
It would be pretty bad.
Maybe if you had a bad job or something.
You mean all of them?
No, dude, I would be a smith.
Alright. And you're slaving away over a burning hot piece of metal all day, every day.
I'd be strong.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And no one would be mad at me
Have-
because I would be making weapons for all the knights, dude.
I honestly haven't looked that much into how good it was to be a blacksmith way back when.
Couldn't have been that bad, dude. I bet it wasn't. I bet it's top 10 jobs at least.
I mean, the good ones were paid well and treated well, but you have to be really good.
Oh, I would be good.
And 99% of them did just make horseshoes night and day.
That sounds way easier than
That's
making
all they
swords.
Hammering out the same old horseshoe every day.
Dude, it's like you're proving my point for me. What kind of job would you want in the Dark Ages?
Honestly, none of them. They all kind of suck.
That's crazy. That's a crazy take.
I want to be a lamplighter.
I could be like ye old Uber driver. My little horse, my little buggy, dude, just going around.
I want to go out every evening, light up the lanterns, and that's my whole job, and people love me.
I could see that being in the top 10 jobs.
Yeah, it was actually like a really like sought after profession. Because it was very easy. You were well treated. It paid good.
That's awesome.
Lamp lighting.
I wouldn't mind, like, honestly, because there's so many bad ways to go in that era, right? Like, you can just catch any disease, any number of diseases, and that's it. So, it actually makes sense when, like, the local king or jarl or whatever, dude, was like, hey, guys, I need you to come fight an army for me, and I don't have weapons for you, so bring your pitchforks. That seems like the way to go. I'm like, hey, well, you know what? I get to fight for honor, dude. Get to go down swinging for my team.
Hell yeah.
What kind of weapon would you guys use?
Well, you didn't really have much of a choice, but...
You did if you got someone knocked down, dude. If you could take their weapon.
They weren't invented until much later, but I want a rapier because they are just a little gay sword.
A little gay sword.
Yeah.
I would want.
Meme.
I would want a bear.
Yes.
I would want to. I'm sorry, I'm cracking up that you called it a little gay sword. I would want to have a warhammer.
Warhammer's a pretty good one.
I feel like it's pretty practical.
I would want a poleaxe.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I know that you're right. Mathematically, you are correct, but it's such a boring answer.
No, that's not mathematically correct. Mathematically correct is a spear.
Spear?
Yeah.
They don't make movies about people with spears.
They don't, but that's like the only weapon that was actually good, really. That's why 99% of like actually funded soldiers had spears.
I think I would want just 2 shields.
No violence.
I think I could just wear them out.
Or extra violent.
Just wear them out, you know? They're just in there swinging at me with their spears and their swords or whatever. And eventually they'd get tired wearing all that armor. And then, I just move on to the next guy. Let someone clean that up. And
Well, you see, they had counters against that.
okay.
They would have just thrown a pilum at you. Which is just a big throwing spear with a huge pointy bit on the end. That it isn't supposed to stab through the shield and get you. It stabs into the shield and it makes the shield so heavy you can't hold it.
Okay.
It sounds fake.
That's why I'd bring extra shields.
How many shields can you fit on you?
Not on me, but like people bring swords and they'll just stick them in the ground behind them and be like, all right, I'll get that when I need it. I would just have like 30 shields around me. I'd have a buggy of shields.
I don't know how well that would work.
What do you mean? It sounds like a full...
Can I be your shield buggy driver?
Of course.
Okay, thank you. That's my job.
Hell yeah. Dude, imagine when someone invented the first bank, and probably back then. I'm sure that's right. And the guy was like, all right, basically, you know what you'll do is you'll give me your money, and then I'll give it back later. And they were like, that seems stupid, dude. I don't want to do this.
And they were right.
Yeah, and look at us now, dude. Our life's terrible because of banks. Whoa, a small whale.
Nice.
Bucket whale.
Yeah, dude, I think I would do pretty well in the medieval ages, dude. I think I'd do alright. I watched a lot of Game of Thrones. I read the books. I think I'm pretty much fit to live back then.
I would die of the common cold, but good for you.
Yeah, you'd catch the common cold. You would go to the local church and they would start cutting open your veins to bleed out the disease.
Guys.
Yeah. Too much blood.
You're looking at this the wrong way. You think it's all doom and gloom, but I've seen the shows, I've read the books. Do blonde people always have the best lives? And it's
Okay,
not
you're
fair.
saying
I'm
that.
not gonna lie, it is literally called the Dark Ages for a reason.
Yeah, because they didn't have lights until the Light Keeper came out.
No. Because it was the Dark Ages. It was bad.
It's because they
Nothing
lost all
was
their
good.
books, dude. They lost all their ideas.
They did. That was like the age where
Dude,
all knowledge was
that's what I
lost.
would be. I would be the librarian. I would save them.
I don't think any of us would be able to read in the Dark Ages.
Mm-mm.
Some people had to have been able to read,
You
Yeah,
had
some
to be
people, but like,
rich.
yeah, they're very wealthy.
Yeah.
like a smith.
No,
No,
like a lord.
yeah.
Okay,
The
fine. I'd
person
want to be a
who
lord.
basically owns the smiths.
I would be a lord.
Well, you better hope you get born into the right family.
No, dude, you're thinking about it wrong. You go and take that family out, and you say, "Now I'm the lord."
No, then the king
Mm-mm.
sends a bunch of people to come and murder you.
Quick, wizard, teach me to read. All right. Here's a real question. This is an important question. If you lived in like a D&D ass world, dude, what kind of class would you be?
Oh, I'm a bard.
Well, that makes sense. That checks.
I'd
Yeah.
have to be a wizard.
Wizard is cool. I think that what is the one dude that makes a pact with the devil and then gets to shoot the Eldritch
Warlock.
Blast? I'd be a warlock.
Oh, that checks out as well.
Please, devil, teach me to shoot the laser.
I once took a quiz that like takes your real life opinions and like, whatever stuff you tell it. It's a really long quiz. It's like over 100 questions.
Yeah.
And it makes a D&D stat sheet like for you as a person.
Oh, that's badass.
It's very fun.
I gotta
Yeah,
take
it gave
that.
me like 20 charisma, but also made me a druid. So my charisma was useless.
Dude, I'll take that on stream.
Dude, it was so fun. Okay, but would you rather take that quiz or would you rather play Wild Frost?
Wild Frost, damn it, you got me. I want to play
Yeah, the
Wild
dilemma
Frost.
of our age. Wild Frost is so good.
I've been thinking about
The real
my
trick is you do both at once.
I can't, Jacob.
That's true.
I can't, dude. I don't have that skill set. I can barely do one
you
thing at a
answer
time.
one question. You answer one question per round.
That's fair, dude. All right. How long will it
I
take
feel it
me
for
to
you.
take this quiz?
Yeah, I fill it out for you while you play Wild Frost.
Oh, now that's a
3
good idea.
streams.
Yeah, I just ask the questions out loud.
The thing is, my mood will totally go based on my games, right? I'll be a normal, chill dude, but I lose a round, and they'll be like, "Would you push a person down the stairs?" Like, yes.
Yeah, yes, I would. I'm evil. Haha.
Maybe if I wanted Wild Frost, I wouldn't, but I did, so I will.
It happens.
Jacob, what kind of games have you been playing lately, brother? I know you play games all the time.
Yeah. I just got a new game for like a little over $5. It was originally $60.
Mhm.
It's Anno 1800.
What is that?
I've been playing a little bit of that and I really like it.
What's it about?
It's about being like I don't know how to exactly explain it. You're in the story mode, the campaign. You're
Mhm.
kind of the owner of a company in the early industrial age, but you get to like build like almost a communist style city where you own every building and choose where it goes and everything, and you build a city and all of the industrial era stuff to go along with it, and you slowly build up your city, and you
Okay.
compete against competitors and stuff who are doing the same thing.
Why are you always playing games where you get to be a communist?
Well,
What are you trying to tell
I
us?
don't know, I guess I'm just good at that.
Oh. Okay.
I'm a dictator at heart.
That makes sense. I've been, obviously, we have Void in our life since we finished Fly Night. I didn't know what to do with myself. And so I've been playing Wild Frost now. Which,
It's fun.
dude, let me say, when we played Fly Night, we finished the game the other day. I'm actually so glad that we kind of like screwed up and were like acting like idiots for an hour, because if we weren't, dude, that video would have been like
Yeah.
15 minutes long.
If that.
Yeah. We spent like literally like 2 hours wandering around the last level because we couldn't figure out where to go.
Yeah.
Hell
We were
yeah.
just walking in circles and jumping in the ocean a bunch or in the
I think
river
we
and
started
dying.
to turn on each other, dude. We were getting a little nasty.
Yeah.
It's not a very big level either. It's not very much to it. We got desperate. Chris just started taking his armor off and trying to jump across the map. Like, it was bad.
I had like a complete mental break towards the end and I just stripped off all of my armor and ran around with an axe for the rest of the game.
I feel that.
It worked out pretty good though because they kept their armor on and they would be tanking the hits from the enemies and I'd just run up behind them and start hitting them in the back of the head with an axe.
Dude, it turns out that the enemies in Fly Night weren't even the biggest threat, dude. It was your friends when you've been stuck on the same level for an hour and a half.
Thankfully
Just
we all
like
had the rings that stop you from hurting each other.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Or it would have been a brawl.
It's not like we survived a lot anyway.
Yeah.
Wow, pal. Very classy.
Thank you. That was something that could only be said in game speech.
How about that? Okay, so WebFishing obviously was a big hit. What's the next like game they're gonna make, dude? Are we gonna get like? I think we should do like web sports, like a Wii Sports Resort type game where you're just an animal and you can go around and play sports,
That'd be good, actually.
including a little fishing.
That
A little
would be pretty
fishing.
good.
That's a treat.
That's a treat.
But then we just end up fishing the whole time.
Yeah, I do love a good sports game, dude. Jacob will attest, dude. We'll go over. Chris still has his Wii. We'll go over and we'll play a little Wii Sports every once in a while, dude. It gets a little feisty.
Oh yeah. Well, what they need to make is like an MMO sports game where you can have like a full team of real players playing football.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
That'd be pretty good.
I tell you, I don't even
People
like baseball.
would be so angry in chat though.
Oh yeah, they're like the worst MOBA ever. The
Yeah.
hate speech you would see in the comments. Oh, I don't really like baseball as a sport. Like, I don't like playing it or watching it or whatever. But baseball as a video game is kind of awesome. It kind of slaps. So I got like an
Oh,
MLB
yeah.
from my PlayStation Game Pass thing or whatever it's called, and it was like an older MLB. And in this one, you can make a female character, and you better believe that I made a female character, and I called her Tony Pizza.
Hell yeah.
And I gave her like a little hamburger bat, dude. And I broke the home run record of all time in my first year playing baseball.
Nice.
I would just set the game to like easy mode. Now, it's not hard, but it's not fun to be hard. Like, I don't know much about baseball. It's fun to sit there and just smack the ball out of the park over and over. And I love the headcanon of like, the game starts off with them being like, it's amazing. A woman finally in the Major League Baseball. You know, it's cool. It's absolutely incredible that she's gonna play with grown men. And then a week later, I was like, I broke every conceivable record in baseball.
Hell yeah.
It got to the point where it gives you like a little like real life like cutscene of people like Sports Center or whatever, like real actor. Or no, I don't even know if they're actors. They're probably the real announcers, but they're giving like little like they did it. They broke the record. It got to a point where they would just play like 5 of those back to back. I'd play a game and they would just run 6 of those through.
Nice.
Baseball kind of slaps. I don't know if you guys play baseball. You should give it a try on the video games.
Hell yeah. I've went to baseball games before.
That's the opposite. That sounds like a not
That's
fun.
all I got. No, we went to Savannah Bananas games. They were fun.
Oh, the guys
Very
who dance.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, my dad knew their owner, so we got some tickets.
They were trending on Twitter the other day, and I was like, that's awesome, dude. Actually, I would watch baseball if it was like this all the time.
Yeah, it's really fun. Before they rebranded to be the Bananas, they were the Savannah Sand Gnats, which,
Sand
you know.
nets. Not as catchy.
Yeah, we have a lot of sand gnats down there.
I've never even heard of them.
There's a basketball version too called the Harlem Globetrotters, and they kind of do the same thing. They just do crazy tricks and stuff, and they really don't. It's like they're playing their own game, and the other team's like, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, we went to a Harlem Globetrotters game around the same time, and I ended up talking to their manager while we were there and got to go backstage.
Hell
Very
yeah.
fun.
We need a football version of that, dude. You know,
Hell
just
yeah.
some guys who don't take football that serious, and I want them to play other real teams.
It's the Pop-Tart Bowl, but the whole
Dude.
team dedicated to it.
I love
Maybe
the
we
Pop-Tart
should
Bowl.
start it. We could
That's
start
one of
our
my
own football team.
favorite things. Do you know about the Pop-Tart Bowl?
No.
It was
but
so all the college bowls are kind of like that, aren't like the big championship, have like little like names from brands and stuff. And the Pop-Tart Bowl, which I'd only heard of it this year, I don't know if it's new or not. They had just all the like people in the Pop-Tart like outfits, like doing all kinds. Like it was bigger than the Super Bowl. They were doing all kinds of stuff. They had a guy on top of a tower, like coming out of a toaster. There was one like in a Pop-Tart wrapper, and he like ripped the wrapper off like Hulk Hogan and came out of it.
hell yeah.
I absolutely adore it. Dude, the Pop-Tart Bowl was like 90% like theater and 10% football.
It was great.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Have
normally
you-
not too much into football, but I like that one.
Yeah, I've stopped watching football myself, but I watch the big events. I watch, you know, the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. I watch the Pop-Tart Bowl.
I watch none.
That's a fair answer. That's probably the right answer.
I only watch what Blake shows me.
Sports are gay and stupid.
Dude, hold on. They can't be gay and stupid. That's contradictory.
Yeah. I mean, look at me.
You're the smartest and straightest person I know.
Oh, let me change my title.
Have you ever done
Okay,
improv
alright.
before?
Me?
Yeah.
A little, but I've never been like in an improv group. I have done like improvised stories where we all go and get assigned like characters that we're playing in a story and have an objective
Mm-hmm.
and are supposed to do like improv acting, but that's kind of it.
Oh no, I like the way me and Jacob do it, dude. Me and Jacob, you would come up with an idea and just role play it out real quick. Like my favorite one we've ever done is two robbers who broke into the same house at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Our grandfather was looking at us with such disappointment.
Oh yeah. At first I thought you were talking about like part of the improv bit, and I was like, I don't think there was a grandpa in the scene. And I was like, oh, you're talking about like a real life grandfather. Was like,
Yeah.
I'd rather him be gay than this, honestly. This is
Yes.
bad. He was so upset with us.
Oh no.
Dude, my grandma. Oh Lord, dude, my grandma. We were over there for my birthday, like a couple of weekends ago, and she made food for me or whatever, and I'm super appreciative of that. But we were over there, and me and Jacob we weren't even doing like improv. I don't remember what we were doing. We were talking about something. She looks.
What is that in front of us?
What is what in front of us? Oh,
Oh.
Huh.
I don't know
That
what
was
that is.
unexpected.
I don't remember
Oh.
what we were talking about or why she said this. I don't think she meant what it sounded like. But she looks, I didn't even know she was listening to us. She looks over to me and Jacob because we're talking about like Star Wars or something. And she goes, "Are you two weird together?"
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
And I was like, "What do you mean?"
No, we were talking about if you were a ghost and I was the only person who could see you.
Oh, yeah. And she just like plain as day, "Are you two weird together?" And I don't think she meant what that sounded like, but then again, I don't know. I think she was projecting. I think because she was kind of upset because
No.
my my grandma had asked my wife to go through my grandfather's phone to take him off of a bunch of Facebook groups because he, he's on Facebook and he's following or subscribing or whatever to all these Slingshot pages.
Yeah, all the slingshots.
Which, if you don't know what that is, are women with low-cut shirts who get on these, like carnival rides or whatever, and,
Yeah.
And like, hundreds of them.
Oh my god.
And I'll give
Man's
you
got an
this.
addiction.
He's
There are a
not,
lot.
he's not picky. You had Asian Slingshot, White Slingshot, Black Slingshot, MILF Slingshot.
He had some
Man.
hidden ones that weren't even named slingshots.
Oh yeah, he had some that were like friendly neighbors, like page or something. You click on it, it's just a Slingshot page. He had like some were like how to raise dogs, and you click on it, and it's just nothing but Slingshot.
Oh my god.
I mean, hundreds,
This is
dude.
amazing.
Borderline thousands.
There were so many.
Oh,
That was going on for like a solid hour and a half.
mostly Asian.
You know what? That's weirdly funny.
It's awesome.
I kind of love that. I love to just be like, I know what I like.
Yeah. Dude, I'm really into Slingshot videos. Dude, he's like, look, I don't care about the size or shape or the color or the kind of woman. I just want them on a Slingshot. It was so many, dude.
I believe it.
And she's just sitting there like, well, this is what guys do, And I'm like, no, it's not, dude. I don't even get on Facebook, and when I do, it's not for Slingshot videos.
Yeah, no.
She didn't understand how to block it, so she would always go in and mute them.
Yes,
whatever
she would like
she's
mute
doing.
them for like 10 days or whatever it is. And she just, every 10 days, she'd be getting on his phone, like looking through all the Slingshots, like, I gotta stop this.
Iconic. So what's your equivalent to Slingshot videos? Because I think mine is like watching people cook on YouTube.
Are you talking about like my brain rot? Because,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, I'm not gonna answer that, what the hell? Okay.
No, your brain rot.
My brain rot, dude. I do like cooking videos too, but you know what I watch? I watch these kids in India who there's like an adult behind the camera or whatever, and these kids like compete in little games to get food. And like whoever wins the game gets food. And there's a character called Mr. Greedy, and he always cheats. And I've come to the conclusion that it's definitely like staged. It's not real. Like they're just doing stuff for bits, And I don't care, dude. I'm like wrestling, dude. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna disbelieve. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's so funny, I don't care.
Yeah, I get it.
But some video, like, everyone will always spam in the TikTok comments, like, ban Mr. Greedy, he cheated at, like, 104 or whatever, And then some videos, the guy will start the video out and be like, Mr. Greedy banned.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Hell
There's
yeah.
lore, dude. There's an adult that competes with them like every 100 videos, and his name's like Biggie. And there's a little kid named Cool Boy. He's my favorite.
Hell yeah.
Jacob, what kind of brain rot do you
Great.
watch?
Mostly steam train related stuff.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
all right.
Judging.
Not cool, bro.
I like steam.
I can respect it. But no, I'm glaring at you.
I also really just like
Sorry,
watching people
sorry.
like. There's this guy I watch on TikTok, and his name's like Cooking with Bill or something like that. And he just takes like moments, like people recommend him moments from like cartoons and stuff, or people cooking, and he'll make it, but look like the cartoon. Like he does like Adventure Time. He's done like the baking pancakes from Adventure Time. He's done all kinds of stuff. He's done stuff from Steven Universe.
Hell yeah.
Whale.
Nice.
Well,
I'm gonna ask him, dude. Everyone else was like, I'm not gonna look him in the eyes. I'm not gonna talk to him. I wanted to ask him, like, dude, so you're into Slingshot?
I would have. I know no fear.
I could tell, dude. My grandma, she was trying to act all tough, all bad. You know, she was like, I don't even care, dude. I'm not jealous. You know, he's got to be married to me at the end of the day, so I don't care. But I could tell it was like eating her up a little bit. You know, she was getting a little heated. And I was just like, I think it's impressive that he's found this many Slingshot videos. I didn't think there would be 1,000 pages of this.
Oh, I was about to compare it to something and then remembered we're on Twitch.
Oh yeah, don't say anything that would get us kicked off Twitch.
I know.
Well, just say whatever you want to say, but use Slingshot as code. We'll know.
I can't. I
Oh.
physically cannot. Just
Oh,
know I'm being very good right now. I'm being very good. I'm being considerate of the viewers.
You know what? There's a new trend going around, dude. I don't like it. I think it's nasty. I think it's mean spirited. Where women will show guys pictures of trans women and be like, "Is this attractive?" And they won't tell them. And I think that's not fair.
Yeah, that's mean-spirited and making trans people like a gotcha rather than just being like, yeah.
And you know what? I think we should always answer with yes. I know they're trans and they're kin. And if they're not a trans and you get it wrong, you know what? Unfortunate, but that woman's never gonna find out. It's not gonna hurt her feelings, probably. I don't mean it to hurt her feelings. I just think we should get back at those people and be like, they are. You know what? Everyone's attracted. Everyone's a 10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
yeah.
I'm so sick of the like superficial people of TikTok who are like, what would you rate this person, teehee? And I'm like, I don't know. Look like people.
I've seen, dude, one time, I've seen this in real life happen. There was a guy, and I think he was a little, like, self-conscious. He used to be, or we were friends, like, when we worked at the police, and we were all hanging out. It was me and these two guys I was friends with where I worked, and one of them, I think, was kind of self-conscious because he was attracted to a trans girl, and he asked us, and he asked my friend Randy and me, he was like, what do you think about this girl, dude? Is she attractive? And Randy immediately was like, yeah, she's hot. That girl's hot. And then he was like, well, she's transgender. He's like, I don't care. She's hot. I don't give a
Yeah,
damn.
hell yeah.
And I was like, Randy's so real for that, dude.
Absolutely. If she hot, she hot.
Me, dude? Luckily, I'm married, right? So all women are disgusting. All men
Yeah,
are
that's
disgusting.
good.
Everyone's disgusting.
You think I'm
You're
disgusting?
gross.
Oh,
Are you two weird together?
No, I'm not weird with anyone right now.
I didn't know how to react. I honestly didn't know what to say. I think she was projecting. She was mad about the slingshot.
I get it though. I'd be mad about the slingshot.
yeah. She was keeping a straight face, but she was definitely getting eaten up by it.
Well, I guess I wouldn't be mad. I would be more mad that like my partner had followed hundreds of pages
Thousands.
of this
Borderline
one thing
thousands.
without asking me to go ride a slingshot with them. Like,
Well, so, and you know what? They come from a different bygone era, dude, right? So, like, the thing is, like, you know, you love Jesus, you get married to the first person you see out of high school, and you never look at anybody else. And I'm sure it's a culture shock.
You wait till out of high school?
Well, you know, no, you're right. No, you're right. You find the first person you see in 9th grade, and you go for it. You're right.
Yeah.
My mistake.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine it's a culture shock going from, like, you know, that's what you expect life to be, and that's what he expected life to be. And then Gen Z came along and invented the slingshot video, and now here he is, dude, going straight from, like, you know, Jesus loves us, you know, we don't even kiss when the light's on, and then bam, dude, there's just 3 Asian women on a slingshot, and he's like, I've never even seen an Asian woman. This is crazy.
Nah, my theory is he's reliving the past. He saw some crazy stuff in Germany when he was there.
Come
And
down
now
to
he's-
the
he's
pier,
just
we have
reliving it.
slingshot. Is that a German accent? I don't know. Is that offensive?
It was close enough.
I think you're fine.
Damn, dude, I'm gonna get kicked off of Twitch, dude. I didn't mean it. I love Germans. Yeah,
That was Germany like back in the 70s or something like that, though, when he was there.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, dude, what's everyone's favorite thing to do at the fair?
I don't go to fairs.
I don't really go much either.
Yeah, me neither. So, All right, fair enough. I hate them.
I really like the jumpy things though, where they tie you up to a bunch of basically giant rubber bands and you just jump really high on a trampoline.
Um, one
Um.
time when I was a kid, we went to the fair, and we came home with a kid.
Oh,
Um,
explain.
yeah, some of the carnies there, they had like a kid who was around my age, and my parents were talking to them while I was like playing one of the games or something. And they were like, "Hey, our kid really likes hanging out with your kid. Do you want to like take him to your house for a little bit? And like, when we wrap up here, we'll come pick him up." Anyway, we almost got stuck with a kid. Like, I don't remember much of it because I was like 8 at the time, and kids are stupid and don't retain things as well.
Right.
Uh, but apparently they had tried to like abandon this kid and just leave him with my parents.
Oh, that's a
Man,
lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I tell you, the last time I really went to the fair, I hated it, dude. I didn't like it, and this just ruined it for me. I already didn't like the fair, and this like sealed the deal. Me and my wife went, dude, and we were walking around. We don't really do the rides or whatever. We're walking around looking at the stuff. I'm already kind of like, I don't really like the fair, but whatever, I'll go. We go to the little trade area where they have all the shops and stuff set up. There's some gentlemen in there doing like shoe shining, right? They're like,
Hmm.
"Hey, bro, do you want your shoe shined?" They don't really wait for me to give consent. They just kind of start shining my shoe, and they do it. They make it real nice. They get my shoe all clean, and they're like, "Do you want to buy the kit?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." And they're like, "Oh, we're not cleaning the other shoe unless you get the kit."
And you're
So
like, okay, well,
yeah, I'm like, well, I'm not buying it. I mean, you tricked me. I mean, I'm not gonna buy it. I'll just walk around with one dirty shoe.
that's messed up
And I mean,
on
no
their
one,
part, not your part.
no one stopped to say anything. No one was like, "Why does half your shoes dirty, bro?" or anything. But if they would have asked, I would have been like, "Hey, listen, here's the deal, right? There's some scam artists, and dude, don't let them shine your shoes because they'll leave you looking like this." Which, by the look, honestly, kind of a dangerous thing to do, right? I don't care, but there are some people who will fight you over their shoes.
hmm
You catch the wrong guy and you start cleaning his Air Jordans without his permission, dude, you're gonna get got.
This is very true.
Do you guys have a preferred lightsaber? Like if you were a Jedi or Sith, whichever?
I I need you to know I have seen exactly one Star Wars movie and I did not pay attention.
Which one did you see?
I don't know.
Well, okay, fair enough. Your story checks out. You didn't pay attention.
Is there a yellow one?
Oh, yeah. Uh, uh, I guess you would have to seen the last one. But it's only in there for like a few seconds, and it's terrible. I hate those movies.
All right, well, I want a yellow one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since you showed it to me, I kind of like that one that's kind of curved.
Dooku's lightsaber is nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's a gentleman's lightsaber.
That's one.
Everyone's like, I want the double bladed one. I want the one that spins around like a helicopter. Like, brother, give me the one that looks like I'm a billionaire.
I would kill myself if I had a double-sided lightsaber.
Yeah, those are. I had a plastic version of that one, dude. The double ended one, and I've hurt myself with it. I'd have to come inside from playing and approach my mom like that song, dude. I hurt myself today.
How would you even train in the art of using a double-sided lightsaber without murdering yourself?
Well, so like all the Star Wars weapons are like based off of like martial arts weapons, right? Kinda, or just different weapons throughout history, anyway. So I'm pretty sure that one's supposed to represent like a boa staff. But the problem is a boa staff's not made of lasers, so you can like touch yourself with it.
Yeah, you can hit yourself really hard with it and be fine in a couple of days.
Right.
If you hit yourself with that even gently, you're gonna fall in half.
Or like the way they'll hold it, like they'll have their arm like holding it where it's like across the boa staff. You can't really do that with
Yeah.
a lightsaber because it's a lightsaber.
Yeah, you'd cut a giant hole in your arm.
And what's his name? Kylo Ren. His is like supposed to be like a long sword. It has two little blades coming off at the hilt. that look like a sword hilt, you know. Also stupid because in the movie it shows them like kind of use it to like clip people's hands, like when they're having like the little sword fight. But you could easily have it clip your hands if they're stronger than you.
Yeah, I mean that's one's really stupid because you know the entire point of a hand guard is so that while you're fighting your hand doesn't slip up onto the
The
blade.
blade, yeah.
So if your hand guards are made out of blades,
Yeah.
you're just gonna cut all your fingers off.
Exactly, yeah, that one's stupid, dude. I actually think all of the lightsabers are pretty impractical except for like the standard one.
Yeah.
They look
I
way
want
cooler.
one that has like I'd want one that has like sword breakers on it. Those the swords with sword breakers are awesome looking. They have like the little ripples down closer to the handle,
Mm-hmm.
to the hilt, and their sole purpose is for catching other swords in them, and then you twist your sword really fast and you break their sword.
Oh. So
That'd be
here's
pretty cool in a
the
lightsaber.
problem with like the lightsaber, right? So like the reason a sword is just the size it is because it's heavy, right? And you can't make it too big. Wouldn't a
Yeah, you
laser
have to
not
keep
be
it
heavy?
balanced. Yeah, that one would that'd be very strange to handle because swords are supposed to be balanced right between the hilt and the blade
Mm-hmm.
for optimal handling. But a lightsaber would be all in the hilt.
But what I'm
I
getting
mean,
at, right, is like, why have it be any kind of like length restriction? Why not just make it the longest sword ever?
oh yeah.
Like dim it down.
Yeah,
Of
exactly,
swords.
dude. You know, like Darth Sidious just coming from a mile away, and he's like, "I'm gonna get you," and I'm like, "Zow, nope, pal."
You just point it in his general direction, turn it on, and
Yeah,
start waving your hand
I
around.
want it to be so long that it almost hits my back.
You want it to be curved with the curvature of the planet?
Well, okay, here's a great question. Yeah, so if like, would it just shoot out in the atmosphere? I guess it could just do that.
Yeah, you can shoot down spaceships with it. Why build giant like super Death Stars and stuff like that when you can just be standing on a planet, point your sword at it, and turn it on?
Exactly, dude. You're smelling what I'm stepping in, dude. You're seeing the vision.
They've probably got a lore reason to do with the crystals and stuff that make them powered.
I don't want to hear that, dude.
But at that point,
If we can make
why not
space swords, we can make them bigger.
yeah, just make a Death Star, but it's just full of crystals and it's got one huge lightsaber at the end of it.
Also, Death Star is such an impractical weapon, right? If you're destroying the planet, what are you fighting over if not resources?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of
At that
destroying
point,
the
you're
planet?
just proving the point of your evil.
Exactly. How do you justify that? Like, dude, we're gonna. Well, basically, they have oil and we want it, so we're gonna blow their planet up.
America.
Yeah, basically.
No. If we can't have it, nobody can.
Hell yeah.
The true American way.
Dude, we should play some Civilization. I would love to see how everyone like runs a country.
Mine would not go well.
Mine
I
wouldn't
assure
go good
you.
either.
Dude, you'd be competing against us. I mean, it's not like you're gonna be competing against other good countries.
I always try to go pretty heavy into research, and I'm always consistently like the 4th or 5th in place when it comes to research.
Yeah,
Man.
it can be like that. And
And then I look at the people who have better research than me, and they also have a better military. So
I've always tried to do
I don't even understand.
I always try to do a religious victory on there, and the issue is that for some reason, when other countries push their religion onto me in that game, it's like, hey, deal with it. You know what I mean? Like, if you say anything, dude, everyone in the world's gonna get at you. But if I start a religion and spread it, then they're like, dude, this guy is a menace to the entire country, like the entire planet. We gotta stop him. Like, we're gonna team up, all 12 of us. We're gonna shut this stuff down.
It's time for another holy crusade
Exactly, dude.
to kill this guy.
It doesn't seem fair. What kind of religion would you guys start?
None.
Wow, pal.
I know. Listen, I'm an edgy 15-year-old atheist.
15, dude.
That's where I'm at.
Listen,
Communism
that's...
the religion, where I am the king. I am the god.
Jesus. I was thinking more something like we worship the crabs or something funny and cute.
I am the god king. You will follow me.
No, I won't, dude. What now, great ruler? You got someone opposing you.
Kill him?
This guy, dude.
Ah, based.
I don't care how you do it, just kill him.
See, you're talking about how impractical the Death Star is, but you're
He's
the
a
kind of
false
person,
god.
you're
Kill
the
him.
kind of guy who would own a Death Star.
To prove a point, of course. If I wanted to. Just know, if I wanted to. I could make you not exist anymore.
Like now or hypothetically with a Death Star?
Hypothetically with a Death Star. I mean, that's
Alright.
basically what the United States does.
I think
Just
we still
hover
take their
your
oil.
finger over the big red button that says Air Force on it.
Dude, the Air Force is kind of sick, though.
I mean, we do have the first and second strongest air forces, so...
Yeah.
I like that I think our Air Force has cooler looking planes.
We've got multiple flying Doritos.
Doritos.
Yeah,
I just
they're
think
the
that
wrong color, but you know.
other countries have like airplanes that look they're still from like World War II or like right after, dude. Ours look very sleek and modern.
Another thing is you can fit a lot more detail into our planes because they're always like 15 times bigger than all of the others.
I bet we could still make the plane better, dude. I don't think we've you know. There's more we could do with the plane. Like, we haven't made UFOs yet. At some point, we gotta like make a UFO, essentially.
We tried. We definitely tried.
What went wrong?
Hard to make go up.
The aliens do it.
Well, we're working our way there. Where do you think we got all our plane technology we got nowadays?
Well, are you saying it's from the aliens?
I don't know, it might be.
Okay.
The United States is like 20 years ahead of everybody else on plane technology.
That's, dude, because we're so smart.
We do basically have the cheat code when it comes to building planes with Skunk Works.
What does that mean?
Been making the best planes in the world since like World War II.
Brother, I don't know if you know anything about this nation, dude. We're not like those people in the Dark Ages, alright? They lost all their books. We have multiple libraries. We keep our books.
Underfunded, but yes.
Dude, they should be funded more, dude. Imagine how nice it'd be if all libraries were nice.
That'd be so good. My local library is, struggling.
Ours doesn't even have the latest Goosebump books.
Oh, shit.
And you know what? It is, you know, as one of the only kids who ever went there, it is kind of my fault that libraries aren't better, because I would go and they'd be like, real sweet, they'd be real nice, like, you're gonna get a new book this week, you're gonna read some kind of interesting book, and I'd be like, I think I'm gonna get Land Before Time on VHS again. Just one more time.
Just for a time, and then I can stop.
I was always awful. I've never really been all that huge into books. I kind of want to get into books, but I've never been all that into them. And every time that I would go to like the book fair at school and stuff, or just the library in general, I would just take I Spy over and over again.
Hell yeah, dude. You think that's what we weren't doing? What kind of books are you into?
I've always read just a lot. When I was little, I liked to read like history books or biology books. Um, but now I'm stupid and I only like gay romance.
I'm into the George R. Martin genre.
Hell yeah.
The issue
I
is
don't
he
know much about books, but there's one book that I kind of wanna read, but I just haven't gotten around to getting it or anything.
what book
Um,
is it?
Man, I can't even really remember the name of it now. It's Roadside Picnic.
Never heard of it.
It's it's what the Stalker games are based off of.
Oh,
It's about aliens basically taking a picnic on Earth and leaving their garbage behind in Russia, and it leaves like an enormous like contamination zone where there's crazy anomalies and like world altering stuff going on because of the aliens' garbage.
Jacob, I'm gonna get you a book. I think you would like. It's called "It Ends with Us."
Yeah.
I don't think that it's really relevant to any situation you have going on, but I think you could read it and enjoy it.
What's it about?
Domestic abuse
Oh, all right.
and how it ends with us.
Uh-huh. Why why do you think I'd like this book so much?
Oh, because I think it's poorly written and a lot of people hate the author because she does a bad
I was about
job
to say.
portraying domestic violence.
Oh.
And
I was sitting here trying to be like, isn't that the Colleen Hoover one? Like,
yes, it is. Dude, and let me tell you, I went to the movies, right? I went to the movies with my wife and my sister-in-law and her wife. And I'm not into that kind of stuff. I was trying to be supportive. Obviously, I don't support domestic violence, but I wouldn't read this kind of book on my own. Um, and I went in there, dude, and I tried to have a positive attitude. I was like, this is not going to be that bad, dude. I'm going to enjoy it. I came out, it was the funniest movie I'd ever seen. It didn't get the point across so much. It did a bad job, but it was really funny.
amazing. Um, so when I lived in Savannah, I got to go to a lot of movie premieres, like,
Hmm.
because they would have an East Coast premiere. The worst movie premiere I ever went to was Me Before You. And I try to talk about this premiere as often as I can because I hated it. It was awful. The producer, I want to say, or executive producer, one of them was there to do an interview afterwards. And have you watched Me Before You?
No, I don't know what that is.
Basically, if you don't mind a long movie ramble,
Uh,
um,
please.
it's about it's about a paralyzed man who hires a caregiver, and I already was excited to. Okay, all right, let's start from the beginning. I hear about this movie. It's about a paralyzed guy, and I'm like, oh man, I'm a paralyzed guy. This is gonna be great.
Right.
So I go to watch it, and I get to the premiere, and the only handicap spot is blocked off and not accessible.
Oh,
Like the spot for me to like park my chair and watch the movie.
right.
Um, because they
Oh,
have a
in the
camera
theater.
there set up. Yeah, in the theater. They
Okay.
have a camera there set up to record the interview afterwards, and I'm like, okay, that's great, but where am I supposed to sit? And they're like, well, you'll have to get in one of the theater chairs, and I'm like, I can't do that. And they're like, oh, and I was like, are you kidding me? And they're like, well, we don't really have any other options. Anyway, I made them move the camera over like a few inches so I could squeeze in. I went to this premiere alone because no one else from my class was like free.
Hmm.
But anyway, I watch it, not knowing the book because I did not read the book beforehand. It's about a paralyzed guy hiring a caregiver to like help him with his day-to-day life, and they fall in love. But the issue is he's suicidal because he's paralyzed. And
Right.
instead of changing his mind or anything, the story is about him deciding, no, it's actually worse to be paralyzed than to like do basically anything else. So the
Right.
movie ends with him killing himself,
Oh.
and his love interest helps him. because she also decides it's better for him to die than live as a paralyzed person. So,
Oh.
so yeah.
Hmm.
So the interview comes around, and I keep trying to get the not the camera, the microphone to ask a question. And the people walking the mic around the audience keep glancing at me and then just like turning right around, like avoiding me. Um, but one of the audience questions was one of the things I wanted to ask, which was why they didn't like cast an actual like paralyzed person to play the lead man.
Right.
And I mean, there's lots of like reasonable answers to that I have learned to accept over the years. You can't always find exactly what you're looking for when you're only casting for a very specific demographic. Um, but anyway, the executive producer just said there were no paralyzed people who were actually attractive enough to play that role.
That's crazy.
Man.
That's wild, actually.
I I thought it was wild, so I love to share that
Yeah.
story because I'm like,
Do you
what?
know what's funny? You probably don't have any idea. I don't know if you know about all the drama that went on with It Ends With Us, the movie premiere.
Mm-mm, I
How
do not.
absolutely exactly the same, but for its thing that is. Because Blake Lively, who has now been outed as like the worst like celebrity ever, they like she was like the lead actress in it, and she did the press tour, and they're asking her questions like about things like related to the movie, and she's like, oh, I don't know, it was fun to act. And then the guy who was supposed to make the movie, I don't know how to say his last name, or I don't remember what it
Trudeau?
is. No, no, not
What?
him.
Okay, I was confused. I was like, what?
No, but he plays the villain, like the bad guy who does the domestic violence. He plays him in the movie, but he seems like he's like a really good guy in real life who's like against it. And
Hmm.
Blake Lively like basically accused him of like being weird with her on set, and all this stuff, and he's shown like receipts, of like footage of them recording and stuff and messages where like it's the opposite. She was weird and awkward with him, and now it's pretty much come out. Which Blake Lively's married to what's his name that plays Deadpool. Um,
Oh, Ryan Reynolds?
yeah, and it's basically come out that he got real jealous and was like, "Hey, you need to sue him because of all the stuff he's doing." And then it all came out in evidence that it was stuff she was doing, and it's crazy. And she was sending him messages like, I'm sure you like Game of Thrones. Well, I've got a couple of dragons myself. One of them's name is Taylor Swift, by the way. And now Taylor Swift won't talk to her anymore. It's really bizarre.
Yeah. Oh, I'm fishing. I can't type your streamer name
Hmm.
in the chat.
I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
See, I don't even read the chat.
Whoa. There's a Mario screaming face floating in front of me.
Mario screaming face. Where is that at?
Or, that might have been Luigi. I didn't really pay attention. It was one of them. There's a cryptid. That's probably the one who did it.
He's screaming face. Is it the green one or the red one?
Elias. Well, I didn't.
Mm.
The colors are kind of hard to tell, and it disappeared quite quickly.
Hmm.
It's probably this cryptid fellow right here.
Nice. Where did that fall?
Dude, the new Mario Kart, it's not out yet, but the one that they've kind of shown off for the Switch, too, looks so bad.
Oh,
No, well, I shouldn't
I
say
haven't seen anything about it.
graphics.
So,
The graphics don't look bad. Thank you so much for following, by the way. I appreciate that. The graphics don't look so bad. It's so like Donkey Kong looks really ugly for some reason, and I thought he had one of the nicest looking models in like Mario, and they I don't know what they did to him, dude. He looks terrible.
oh no, my boy.
Yeah, I like playing as Donkey Kong, but I'm probably not gonna get a Switch too, so it doesn't matter to me. But when it first it got announced, I was pretty like, this is pretty bad. Like they should have not released it with like such bad graphics. It should be stronger than the PS4 they're always going to be a generation behind. And I have heard a guy give a decent like rebuttal on a podcast I listened to about video games, where he was like, "Well, look, Red Dead Redemption 2 came out on the PS4. You know, like I'm not obviously it's not going to be the best looking console out there, but like Red Dead Redemption 2 looks really good. Like it's not an ugly game. Like you can't really say it's not going to have good looking games." And I hear that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate what his point is. I do. I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. But my thing is that I'm not saying that those games are ugly, right? Obviously, it's like a really great game. I think it looks nice.
Hey,
The
Blake,
issue is that they're not even
here.
going to make games that look that good. Like, they might port that game over, you know, or something. But, like, they're not even going to make games that look that good. Like, their games never look that good anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't need to port all those games because I already have them on the PS4 and PS5.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know.
Like,
Yes, sir.
Red Luigi is floating around me. I was just sitting on his nose. Oh, he
Nice.
vanished.
Like I really do. Like I think the Switch, if it's not too crazy in price, if it's crazy in price, like I don't know, irredeemable. If the price is okay, I think it's probably gonna be a great console for families, like it always is. But I do think at some point they're gonna have to catch up because they're always a whole generation behind.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think Red Luigi's on his way to you. I saw him headed your direction and he disappeared. Oh, he's on the ground right in front of me.
Huh? Oh, I see
Spinning.
him. That's definitely. You know, you're right. That is Red Luigi. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you called it like you saw it, and you were correct.
Yep.
How are they doing? Is that
Way
mods?
over there.
That's gotta be
Something.
mods.
Well, we don't have the mod though, so
Yeah.
Some sort of a cheat.
yeah.
Oh, I'm trapped. I'm free.
I saw that Wild Frost has mods, dude. What is that like? Have you done that?
I have not, and I actually haven't seen anyone that plays it with mods. But I've been curious.
I saw one TikTok. I don't know how much it changed the game. Oh my lord, bro. I don't know how much it would change the gameplay, but it was like, I think it was just like Pokemon instead of like the regular cards. It was like just Pokemon skinned over.
Oh, that's kind of fun though.
Yeah.
I've been interested in trying the mods, but I am trying to beat like the actual ending of the game before I do that.
Right. I would definitely do that first, but afterwards, I could see myself getting, especially if someone adds like some really good, decent content, you know?
Yeah.
I love, dude, if a game like allows like people to mod their game like willingly, they're like open, especially if they have like a workshop tab, dude, that's like top tier gaming. Like,
Absolutely. I mean, I have a ton of mods for RimWorld, and I consider that top tier.
I have a cryptid following me and meowing at me.
Hell yeah. My only issue is with some companies like Civilization and Bethesda, they will make poor games, let's say, and then just be like, "Hey, fix this."
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the next Elder Scrolls? Do you think that'll be good? Do you think it'll be bad?
I'm hopeful. I would like shit. I don't know. I would like another story. I'd like to make another Elder Scrolls character and get attached. I don't have any real opinions on gameplay and stuff that I expect. I just hope it's a fun time.
I don't. So I'll be upfront. I think Bethesda kind of stinks, and I don't think it'll be good. But I hope it will. I hope it'll be great. I don't think it will, but
Yeah.
my one wish, I guess, for the game, like a personal wish, is like I would love for the game to be set in Elsewhere. I don't think there's been one in Elsewhere.
Yeah, that would be super fun because I love Khajiit lore. So
Yeah, we don't get that much of it.
yeah. Especially with like the different phases of Khajiit, like depending on what moon they're born under. Like I would love to see some stuff with that.
And like I don't know too much about Elder Scrolls. Like I don't know where the Argonians, is that what they're called? The lizards?
Yeah, the Black Marsh is where they're from.
Oh, have we gotten a Black Marsh game?
I don't think so. Wait, was Elder Scrolls Online elsewhere? One second.
I did not play that one.
Neither did I, but okay, yeah, the Elder Scrolls Online did go to elsewhere.
Not the whole time, but like you could go there. Okay.
Yeah, like the third chapter was in
Okay,
it.
that is still kind of cool, even though it's one of the worst game.
Yeah.
Some people like
Oh,
it. I'm not gonna say it's the worst game. I don't
I
like those
haven't
kind of
played it.
games.
I
the
wanted to
great
get into it, but
catfish.
I'm just I avoid online stuff.
Yeah, I don't like games that like, and I don't know if this one would feel like that, but I just don't like those online games with raids and stuff because they feel like a job. You know,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
like I don't
Look
want to
at the
have to
great
go
catfish in the ocean.
explore
I
something
saw.
at 6 p.m. on like a certain, you know what I mean? I want to go do it when I'm ready to do it. Like, that's what, and I was all into the Pokemon Go hype, dude. I love Pokemon Go. That's what killed it for me when they were like, yeah, you gotta go to this thing at this time and do this and buy this battle pass. I was like, I'm over it, dude. I'm done. If I can't walk around the
Yeah.
park and play it, dude, what's the point?
I don't know what my issue with Pokemon Go was, but I had like 3 accounts get deleted. Like I don't know if someone was trying to hack them or if Nintendo was deleting them for some reason.
Hmm.
But literally, I had like 3 solid Pokemon Go accounts get deleted.
That's crazy because of how many people hack that game and don't get deleted. That is wild.
Right, right. Like my first one, it happened, and I just kind of assumed it was a mistake. My second one happened, but I was really loving Pokemon Go, so I just went ahead and made a third. And yeah, after the third, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah, you're not missing anything. It's bad now.
Gotcha.
Have you tried the TCG Pocket? You played that at all?
I don't think so, no.
So it's like a card game for Pokemon, but like you just get like 2 free packs a day. It's kind of bad, if I'm being honest. It's kind of cool, like obviously they want you to spend money and get as many packs or whatever. But like, if you're really like you're pretty like, hey, I'm not gonna spend money on this. You can have fun with it. But my thing is that I like collecting cards, but not online. Like if I'm gonna play a card game, I want it to be like a fun card game. You know what I mean? Like I don't really care for I mean, I can look at the digital art and be like, oh, that's nice, but it's not like I get to own it or collect it.
Right.
So like it doesn't really mean anything that much. Besides, oh, I got to look at it. But the game kind of stinks. It's very much so like flip a coin and heads wins.
Yeah.
I need a real card game like Wild Frost.
Hell yeah. We need to play Wild Frost.
Yeah. Dude,
I got my soup shirt.
I was actually gonna say, Jacob, what's that game that we were gonna play?
The one I got you for your birthday?
Yes,
Barony.
Barony.
Oh, the cryptid, he's taking me away.
No, come back.
Goodbye.
We should, if you're free, Jacob. We should stream that on Friday night, and then we
Alright.
should, if you can, we should do another Sunday Wild Frost stream. If you want to be part of
Dude,
it.
I would be so down. I'd be... I'm there.
Let's do it. All right, so Friday, Barony. Which you're free to join. You don't have to get the game or whatever, but you're free to at least join in Discord if you want to be there. If you're not busy. And then
Okay.
Sunday we'll do Wild Frost.
Hell yeah. I will be busy all day Friday because I'm running a fundraiser for our local fire department and then DMing afterwards.
Right.
But I hope y'all have fun.
Thank you. I'm a little nervous because I don't know anything about the game and it looks hard, but it'll be fine. And Jacob, every time he's like, you know what? I don't really play it that much, dude. I just like the way it looks. It looks cool.
What?
Barony.
Oh, I haven't played it yet.
You
But I
haven't
think
played it
looks
at
cool.
all?
No. I got it, and I'm waiting to play it with you.
Hell yeah, dude. We're gonna do it this Friday.
Alright, sounds good to me.
And you know what? Dare I say, dude? I don't want to get too big headed. I don't want to be arrogant, dude. I think we're gonna be the best Barony players there ever were.
I seriously doubt it. From the looks of it, that game is pretty hard.
I beat Dark Souls 3. Is that harder than Dark Souls 3?
I don't know. It seems like one of those games that it depends on the loot you get, and you can either have a really bad flop of a run, or you can become like a god who can defeat most anything until
Sounds
you
like
reach a boss room, and then you get stomped.
it sounds like Wild Frost.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I brought. Dude, this will be easy. Piece of cake.
yeah. You need some skill to go along with it though,
I have
or
skill.
you'll get murdered by a horde of gnomes.
Now you saw me play COD, dude. I have some skill.
Yeah.
What's that like? You saying I don't have skill because you saying I'm bad at COD?
Well, I mean, you can be good at COD, but I don't know how well you're gonna dodge a magic wielding gnome.
Pretty easy.
Does this person have permanent rain clouds?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
great. I'm farming the rainfish over here.
Gotcha.
I just noticed that it's not
Shit.
going away when you said that. And I was like, no, they're playing by the rules. I was like, wait, no, maybe they're not.
He's a cryptid. Did you not see him take me away in his UFO?
Well, that's his business.
I played him beautiful music, and then he took me for a ride.
Dude, that's like the start of every love song ever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure half of Taylor Swift's music is about that exact thing.
Yeah. I have 2 fish that I require.
Hell yeah.
One of them isn't even a fish. It's a diamond.
Dude, I could gift you a diamond, mayhaps.
I don't
Oh.
think it'll count for my
Yeah.
catch book.
Oh, okay. Jacob, what's the first video game you ever played that you remember?
That I remember?
Yeah.
I guess it's gotta be Call of Duty Black Ops.
Nice. That's crazy. Such a different world we live in, dude. I don't even think Call of Duty was really around to be a first game for me.
Yeah.
My first game I remember was Pokemon Yellow.
First one I remember was Grand Theft Auto, and I don't know which one. But I was like 4, and my dad was playing it, and he was like, "Want to play?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Probably San Andreas.
You might have just brought back a memory of my actual first game that I remember. It was San Andreas on the DS.
On the DS? That's diabolical.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awful.
Are you sure it wasn't on like the PSP?
Oh, it might have been the PSP, yeah.
Okay. Because I had San Andreas on the PSP, but I don't think that it was on the DS.
Yeah, it was probably the PSP.
Dude,
What am I
love San
looking at?
Andreas is so funny. I love that game.
What is happening?
That's me back there for real.
I realize I could just skip commentary because most of these people are watching. But, you know.
Dude, I absolutely, and also I appreciate everyone for watching. Make sure to follow, make sure to check out my YouTube and subscribe, like, and do all the things, dude. Do all the things.
All of them.
Click all the buttons.
Every one of them.
Go onto my Twitch and click every button you see.
Except for the one that
Especially-
says unfollow.
Yeah, don't hit it twice. Hit it one time
Yeah,
each.
don't press that one. Especially hit the one that says pay every cent that I have in my wallet.
Yeah.
I actually don't get that button yet, dude. I'm too not popular.
Not popular enough to take people's money yet.
No, but one day, dude, soon. I'm close. You guys are gonna see a different side of me. The second I can ask for donations, you guys are gonna see a different side of me.
Valid.
I'm gonna be like one of
Like
those
and
people.
subscribe
Like,
and don't forget to pay me.
one of those like people in the early episodes of American Idol. Like, dude, I don't have either of my arms or legs. I'm basically a potato. My grandparents. I have a farm that is just in ruins. My dad is in the war. My mom is gone missing. I basically take care of my little brother when I'm not like working my 3 jobs at Walmart.
Yes,
And
exactly.
I also stream. Could you guys please donate?
What? The cryptid just face planted
Oh.
into the whoopee cushion.
That's one of my favorite things about the old American Idol is some guy would come up there with a story that sad and you would be like, it's terrible, dude. You know, it's terrible. Both my parents left. My life's in ruins. You know, basically singing is all I got, and I'm just trying to get out of the hood. You know, and then they'd start singing, and Simon would be like, awful, dreadful, terrible. Get him out of here.
Oh, bitch. Not worth
Yes.
my time.
And Randy would be like, I don't know, yo, man. I think you're a good guy, yo, man, but I don't think maybe this ain't for you, man. Keep practicing. And he'd be like, absolutely god awful. Never open your mouth again. Do you guys have a favorite all-time American Idol participant?
There
I
was
never
this
really
girl
watched.
with like dyed hair, and I think her name was Jessica, and she played an original song that I think was called Butterfly, and I really liked it.
I don't remember her.
Yeah.
You know what? Everyone's a Chris Daughtry fan, dude. Everyone's a Chris Daughtry fan. I like Kelly Clarkson.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember if she had a sob story. If she did, I take it back. It's Chris Daughtry.
What if they both have a sob story?
Who had the better sob story? That's what I want to know.
Good question. I'm not even sure.
Dude, I hope Chris
I
Daughtry didn't
didn't.
have. I hope he didn't have a sob story.
Oh. I have a lot of empathy for people, but I also do not. Like, I don't want to hear a sob story.
I don't think it relates to singing. You know what I mean? Like, if this was one of those like extreme house makeover things, and you're like, please, please, my house is terrible. It's ruined. I need a new house. Like, okay, that's the point of the show. But where you're about to sing, I mean, what does this have to do with anything?
Speaking of extreme makeover, like home edition, one of those houses was in Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know most people who got on that show ended up like having to sell their house because of financial reasons within like a year?
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, because so the show would usually build them a house that was like less energy efficient and way larger than the one that they just moved just got rid of.
Right.
So they wouldn't be able to actually afford to keep up with even like property taxes or electricity bills or anything like that.
Dude, the government
A
always
lot of
gets
people,
you.
yeah, a lot of people ended up homeless because of the show, even though they meant it with like really good intentions. Um, and it became such a known like problem that in later seasons they get people financial coaching
Mm.
once they give them a house.
I always like to pimp my ride, and I always wonder, like, where are those cars now, dude? How come I've never been down the road and seen some guy with a hot tub in his car?
It was probably impractical.
Dude, one time, this is really funny. One time, me and my wife went to GameStop for something, dude. Anyway, who knows why you go to GameStop? We went to GameStop, and there was a guy outside with like a suited up. Well, I assume he was a guy. He ended up being a guy, but I didn't know that before. There was a truck outside, suited up, like, you know, raised up, crazy looking, just like provocative anime girls all over the truck. And we both just started laughing out loud. And we were laughing as the guy like walks into like unlock. He's like clicking his keys to open the truck, and we're just sitting there pointing and laughing at it. And he walks up, and I was like, "What? I don't even care, dude. You kind of should be embarrassed." I think at the very least, if you're gonna do that to your truck, you can't go to GameStop. You can't do both.
No, no, you're banned from GameStop until you get another car.
Nice, dude. Nice song.
This is amazing.
Speaking of, dude, what do you guys think about the new Shrek?
I am disappointed in the state of the animation industry in general. That's basically my whole feelings.
I
I haven't seen it.
now you're actually like an artist. You do this stuff. You'll know more than I do. So at first glance, I'm like, okay, that's different, but I don't think it's necessarily worse. It's different. And then I look at Fiona. I really look at Fiona, and I'm like, oh yeah, she looks bad. She looks really bad.
Yeah, Shrek's head is really, really pointy, and I kind of think that they're trying to lean into the original style that like the book had.
Mm-hmm.
But Shrek is so iconic that any change is gonna like really freak people out.
Yeah.
I mean, like his eyes are, yeah, closer together now, and that alone is giving people almost uncanny valley, but with Shrek, which is odd.
Yeah. I definitely think Fiona looks. There's something wrong with her. I don't really agree with all the stuff about their daughter because, like, besides the eyes, I don't know why they changed the eye color, but like, The rest
Yeah.
of it, dude, I mean, it's not like we had an idea of what this character was supposed to look like anyway. I don't care what she looks like.
Yeah, but her proportions are out of the normal proportions, or outside of the guidelines for the normal proportions of a Shrek character. She is much more proportionate to a Disney princess rather than, like an uglier, blockier DreamWorks character. And I say ugly with all the love in my heart because I love DreamWorks and them for being a little outside the box.
Yeah, that's fair. I I just I was kind of intrigued because at first glance I really was like I don't get it, but I do. The more I look at it, it's like one of those things. The more you look at it, the worse it gets.
Yeah. And I haven't been able to like pinpoint what they did to Donkey, but Donkey also just throws me off.
Yeah, I mean at some point, like really, it's gonna come down to what the movie's like. But like maybe you should have just not made any more Shreks.
Yeah.
Also, I do have beef with people
They're
who
all
are
Shrek'd
like,
out.
well, like people who are like, look, they've ruined Shrek. Like the last two Shreks didn't ruin Shrek.
Yeah, they've been ruining Shrek. Shrek
Yeah.
became the very idea it was trying to critique. So,
Dude, the first Shrek movie, a banger soundtrack.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It has the eels, dude. You know how many people know about the eels? Like 3 of them, and one of them worked on Shrek.
Hell yeah.
Are you guys gonna go see it? Are you gonna boycott Shrek? Are you gonna watch Shrek?
I don't watch things in theaters often. If it comes on streaming, I'll see it, but that's kind of it.
Did you see the new Captain America?
No, I don't.
How
I
do you
don't
go
have
for
Disney
Marvel?
Plus right now, so even when it comes out, yeah.
I thought you were a Marvel fan, dude. What happened?
I used to be, but honestly, oversaturation. I got exposed to way too many things way too fast, and I couldn't keep up.
I just skip a lot
And
of
it,
it. Shrek is life. Shrek
yeah,
is life.
absolutely.
What is that? There's so much going on right now on my screen.
I know. We're in like with some wild people.
Dude, I just skip it, and this kind of happened because I over critiqued the new movie. I won't spoil it because you haven't seen it, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't. I won't critique it, or I won't say what it is or whatever. But there was there was a character, and I was like, this is stupid. Why did this character come out of nowhere, dude? This is dumb. They're just making shit up, And then my wife was like, no, this was in the TV show, and I was like, oh well, I don't watch that, dude.
Um, what's disappointing is I fell out of love with Marvel, like right when they were about to introduce my favorite Marvel character of all time into the MCU, which is Billy Kaplan. I love him in the comics. That's my favorite comic character.
Is that Thanos' little
Um,
brother?
no, Billy Kaplan is Scarlet Witch's kids. He's
Oh,
one of them. Yeah, he's Wiccan.
okay, Wiccan. Oh yeah, dude, Wiccan's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I adore him. He's a great character in the comics. I've always wanted to see him go into the MCU. But I don't know, I fell out of love with Marvel. I got burned out, so I guess I'll hear if anything cool happens with him. Otherwise, yeah.
I definitely started skipping the TV shows.
I burnt
Um,
out on Marvel, like after whichever movie it was that had what's his name? The robot guy.
Iron Man.
No, not Iron Man, like an actual robot, and he multiplies. There's a bunch of them.
Captain America.
Ultron?
I remember there's a like a flying city thing.
Yeah, Ultron. Age of
Yeah,
Ultron.
Ultron, that's him.
Dude,
Yeah.
Ultron's one of my favorite villains. How would you say that? He was an Agatha all
Well,
along.
I watched that one and then I just kind of fell out of Marvel.
That's
Yeah.
fair, dude.
She's saying Billy was in Agatha all along.
Oh.
Yeah. And I've been wanting to watch Agatha all along for that exact reason, but I don't want to get a Disney Plus subscription just to watch like the one Billy Kaplan thing.
He was in Scarlet Witch, just not as like his super character. He was just like there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a little kid. I did watch that because I watched the show when he was born and he was a little kid and anyway, yeah. I like Loki.
Dude, Loki was really good.
I like Mobius.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here a little while. You know what? I hate that Loki was so good, but I really think that whole like, what's his name, dude? That one character that from Loki 2, the Infinite dude.
Yeah.
The actor just ruined all their plans and the writing. Oh, you can tell this movie was made during the writer's strike, dude. I'm not gonna spoil it, dude. A lot of bad writing, lots of little cheesy one-liners like "I'm putting a stop to this right now."
Yeah. That happens.
And I know that Anthony Mackie's a good actor. Like he's a good actor. Like, he's in some good shit, dude. It's not him. I know it's not his dumbass. Like, or he's not a dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't him saying that dumbass shit. That was all writing.
Yeah.
And there's like, there's one of those the power of friendship moments where the other guy's like, we're gonna do this one together. It was bad. I mean, the movie was actually really cool. Visually, one of the better Marvel movies in a long time. Like, it was fun to watch. You had to go into it with the Fast and Furious mentality. Like, I'm here to see some cool shit and not much, like, good writing.
Yeah, nothing actually that's art. Just some
cool fucking
stuff.
moments, yeah.
A tank being flown out the back of a plane holding on by a single string.
Yeah, there was some
shooting
tight
at
stuff like
cars.
that, dude. There's, like, okay, so, like, we know it's about, like, Captain America, like, who was the Falcon. Like, we know that, right? There's a part where it's him, like, fighting two planes, dude. He's flying around shooting at airplanes, and I was like, this is stupid, dude. It looks awesome, but it just doesn't make any sense.
I get it.
Well, guys, it is getting close to my bedtime, and I figured I would wrap the stream up.
Yeah,
But
fast.
I know. But hey, there's always going to be another Wednesday.
All right.
So
You better promise.
I promise you. We'll keep on playing this or Wild Frost on Wednesdays.
Hell yeah. Something with a W.
Loki was pretty good.
Yeah,
Loki
it's
is good.
W Wednesday.
So, everyone who's watching, if you want to play fishing with us on Wednesdays, make sure to follow. And thanks for waving at me. Make sure to follow and turn on notifications if you want to see when I'm live. I try to do it around 6:30ish Central Time PM. It doesn't always work out because I have work, but we try to make it happen. There'll always be at least me here, and a lot of the other people show up. You guys are always free to join. I always, have the code on the stream or something so you can get in. I hope everyone has a great night. I've enjoyed everyone fishing with me. I appreciate everyone being here, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Well, yeah. It's been really fun. I love hanging out.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
Goodbye.